welcome our next fantastic speaker, Dr. Anindita Chaudhuri from India. She works as the intersection of education and the environment. As the founder and the CEO of the social enterprise EcoSurf, she combines sustainable products with women's empowerment in rural India. She also supports organizations as a green auditor and is active as an educator and speaker. Her topic is integrating SDG 4 or quality education with environmental education. She will share how education can empower people to become responsible stewards of the planet. And now the floor is all yours. So, welcome, Dr. Anindita Chaudhuri.
Thank you so much for this honor. I'm really happy that today, on the eve of Women's Day, that we are doing this. It's an empowerment, and because I support women empowerment, and I'm really, really happy to be here. Thank you to Dipesh and also the Richard Foundation for nominating me. So I will just share my screen and I will tell you the importance of how exactly uh, what topic which I'm going to present. It is so relevant in today's world. So here I present the topic, which is integrating SDGs with environmental education. I hope you can see my clear screen clearly. So there is environment and sustainability are very, very linked together. Why? All over the world today, we are sitting in AC cabins and we are sitting in AC classrooms, but we do not realize that this phenomena is a global challenge. It is happening all over the world. 300 million plus people, still children, lack quality education. And I'm really, really, it makes my heart ache to see that basic education is also lacking. We are also, many of us are not even aware that 1.5 degrees centigrade change, what massive catastrophe it can bring on the earth. The younger generation is not aware of it. We are researchers, we are scientists, but the younger generation is not aware of this. 91% of the youth still lack environmental literacy. And this is really heartening to see that, in spite of the actual education which is happening in all the schools, 91% of the people are actually illiterate when it comes to environmental literacy. I come from India, from a place where originally people used to be staying with nature, but off late with technology, people have moved towards technology and they are moving away from Mother Nature. So now I will explain what is SDG 4. There are lots of aspects of SDG 4, but for me, these four aspects are ultimate because these are the ones which actually are primary and very dear to my heart. First and foremost, SDG 4, which says this ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and promotes lifelong learning opportunities for all. And I just explained how basic education is also not there in many parts of the world. 4.1, which is SDG 4.1, it says that universal and primary and secondary education should be free for all over the world. And the next aspect is education for sustainability. Sustainability, I will come in your future slides and you will see and connect how sustainability and global development are absolutely in collaboration with each other. SDG 4.5, which also says that if by 2030 we do not have any gender disparities, unfortunately, from the place I come from, we still see a lot of gender disparity happening in the education sector and vocational training. We are still vulnerable, especially in the developing countries. And what is also very important is to see that the supply of qualified teachers, because teachers are our foundation, they should increase. And this is a very important phase. So why, and why is environmental education so important? As you're all aware of, the floods, the incessant rains which are happening, all are a result of the climate crisis. We are all witnessing it live. It's not there anymore in the textbooks. You're seeing biodiversity loss, resource depletion, and for this, it is very important for the younger generation to understand the importance. It is not an optional thing. What we have to do is we have to do it right now. When I explain to you why environmental education, what is it, then I would like to stress on the point that just not climate literacy, just not giving students or people, young children, or everybody the amount of information about climate literacy, just that is not enough. But there is an amount of critical thinking which it leads to, because cause analysis, what is leading to what, is very informative, and this transformation only comes if people are aware of what environmental education can bring. We are in a world today, we can see that I'm myself an ESG coach, a sustainable trainer, and we can see that the prospects of a lot of people in the world of sustainability is coming up. So if our future generation is aware of the different kinds of prospects, the different kinds of environment related jobs which they can take, maybe they can be innovators in certain things, and that is what environmental education does. It boosts your green economy. It also, as we all know, green is symbolized peace. And today, when we are seeing the youngsters moving towards mobiles and all gadgets, we are still looking at taking them to a place which is outdoor to see that how they can nurture themselves into better human beings. And global citizenship is so important because today in India we say Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which means the whole world is our family. And when we say that this global waste, food problem, the carbon footprint which is happening, it is not happening in one country, and people should be aware of this. Then only they can be empathetic human beings. Environmental justice, as I was coming to, it is also a very important aspect which environmental education takes you through. So now, these are certain things which are in theory, but genuinely, what does it change in you? As I said, that those schools and those institutions who have adopted environment education as part of their curriculum have seen a boost in the academic performance of students, especially in the field of maths, science, and the real world context. It also instills a kind of temper, curiosity in children, because they know to build things, to how things go from one to aspect, what can lead to another aspect. This leads to certain amount of innovative actions. There are a lot of people today who are doing recycling of various items and creating such beautiful things. What it does, it actually reduces our wastage, and this is coming from environmental education. World over, if we connect ourselves culturally, then we can see that it is not my problem or it is not your problem. World over, wherever we are, all of us can benefit from this. Now, I would like to come to the aspect of what in India we are doing to leverage the SDG 4, which is quality education, to mainstream environmental education. You'll be happy to know that we are doing this for the last 21 years. Yes, 21 years. There's a program called the CSC Green School Programs, which has been launched in India. It's actually a flagship project which is benefiting 15,000 plus schools, 33 states, and out of which, what exactly they do is they audit the students audit the school. And in the future slides, I will tell you how beautifully they audit and how beautifully they participate in that. About 8,831 schools were audited in 2025. And what is the basis of their audition? Well, they audit on the water, that is how much the daily capita water usage is happening, whether there is any leakage happening, is there any water loss which is happening in the school, in the premises. They see and report it. What are the energy consumption which is happening? As you know, that any wastage stopped is actually energy saved. So if somebody can understand that, imagine school students understanding them. Land also, the schools can be a beautiful campus. They can also see, they can have plants there, so there can be biodiversity and soil. They can do so much of things like composting, and everything can be done within the school premises. They also are checking the air quality, the indoor air quality as well as the outdoor air quality, and looking at the waste management. As you know, that single waste plastics are a very big threat, and you'll be happy to know that many of these schools have, this is an audit which has come out in 24-25, many of these schools have banned packaged food. That means no biscuits, no chips, and nothing like that, with these students actually themselves have decided and banned. There have been 77% of energy efficiency which has happened. And to top it all, there's been an elimination of single use plastic. Imagine we are all trying to do so many things, but if the future generation takes interest and they help in promoting that we eliminate single use plastic, how beautiful the world is going to become. Then these particular schools, they use 26% of solar energy, and they also put their children, into different programs where composting was also one of them. So how do we do it? The very, very simple way of doing it. And this is not rocket science. This can be done, this can be implemented by all the schools in the world. Because one simple thing is curriculum integration, embedding climate change aspects through, when you're studying something like a essay or a science or a social science, you actually take it, students into community projects to understand that. And that is how every subject, in some way or the other, you could integrate it in the curriculum. A very, very nice thing, which is again, it's lacking in India, but it's coming up in a very big way now, as you see that there are lots of green school scenes, which is experiential learning. Whether they're nature walks, creating seed balls, touching the soil, doing paddy plantations and all. In fact, I have been instrumental in taking my own children always in the midst of nature. I never take them to malls, and I inculcate the same, what I practice, I preach myself. So that's where I look at, having more and more children going into experiential learning where they actually learn a lot. What it does, it also, when you are touching the soil, when you are building something with your hands, what it does, it builds your critical thinking. It makes you to analyze. There are so many things which are happening. There are so many changes which are happening in the world today in the form of climate change. So what it does, it enhances your critical thinking ability. One more thing, as you are aware, thank you for the wonderful introduction, that I am doing a community partnership because I have an organization called EcoServe. So what I do is I've built a community of women who are beautiful women doing sustainable work, and then they have created a community, and those kind of communities are working on the grassroots levels. So working on the grassroots level is very important and very impactful. So now many students in schools are not aware that at the grassroots level, where people are working on the environment, what do they actually do? So environmental education you can integrate by taking them to visit certain places so that they understand, not just that, they value that, okay, this is a recycled product or this is something which is coming from the environment. Again, if some place of the world something nice is happening, what we can take the help of is through our digital literacy, through our global, we can connect the entire world, and all of the entire world can know that what is good thing is happening in one country. These are certain schools in India where something really, really good is happening. DAV International School. This is actually a very good chain of schools, but there's one particular school in Punjab which is doing fantastic work. There's some other schools in Kerala, which is again in the south of India, which are doing fantastic work in groundwater level, in horticulture. So you can see that it's not just you need a huge infrastructure to do something fantastic. It can be started with schools, and then it can progress to college, and then it can be like a movement spread across everybody. As we are all aware of, I love it because it's my most favorite line, that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. We need to give them a better world. And in order to give them a better world, what more than to see that in the education system, we currently ingrain the environmental education together. So as I discussed to you about how SDG 4 is and how environmental education is, and how there's an amalgamation which is happening through sustainable development, and education for sustainable development is the key to the development in the field, in the minds of young children. It is the need of the hour. Now, there are certain things which are, I just did my research, or certain things which are happening all over the world, and they're taking efforts to see that the environmental education is done. Some fantastic work is happening in Finland, where they're doing something called phenomena-based learning, where students investigate real-world sustainability challenge and imagine that they are actually collaborating, co-creating this beautiful syllabus which is happening in Finland. One very important thing is, another thing which is happening is in Kenya, where the Eco Schools program is being done, and about 360 schools have linked to this, and the students, they lead water, waste and energy audits. And something is being done in Brazil, and this, whatever is done in Brazil, is also a full-time thing which is affecting 4 million students. So I personally feel that teachers are change makers. Teachers are facilitators. As a teacher, you can be, parents are the teachers. When you go to the school, when you step out, they are the teachers. Your guides, your mentors are your teachers. Teachers are the facilitators. They are co-learners, because with them, we learn a lot. They are the ones who help us, mentor us to build into a community. They are the ones who tell us what is the importance of guiding, what is the importance of data in the world today. Why is it important? So, since I have come into a complete synopsis, now I would like to say that what is the thing which should not be done. So one and only thing, we should not have siloed curriculum where we just have things in one place and we do not have a cross culture or an eco theme in our curriculum. This can be easily implemented, and this is the solution. The second, which I find, as I explained, that the teachers are so important, we call gurus in India, but that guru shishya, that beautiful thing, that feeling that, it was in the midst of nature, is not there anymore. So we need to see that we train our teachers so that they then practice it and spread it across all the students. Limited resources. Now, this also can be definitely looked into. How? Because we can also utilize the schools. Every school has a park or a little bit of area for students to play. So they can be converted into little live labs where students could experiment. And the most important, every individual is important. Similarly, the governments also should look at methods. It is not an individual effort, it is not a collective effort, but governments also should have policies so that they see that this integration is smooth and seamless. So I would like to, make a synopsis of what all I covered today. I just wanted to explain how SDG 4, which is quality education and environmental education, are so deeply linked. The second thing which I wanted to say, that sustainable development should be there It comes with environmental education, and that should be there in every classroom of the world. Number three is every teacher, every subject, everybody can contribute to this ecological literacy. And there is no day to start. It is something which is very close to my heart. And I do whatever I preach. I have got twin children. I have started this process from the age of 2. When they were the age of 2, today they are teenagers. We can start it small. You can make it the transformation gradual. And I also believe that students who learn sustainability become tomorrow's innovators, tomorrow's leaders, tomorrow's stewards. They can take a lot of things they can do. So I end my presentation with a powerful quote, which I truly, truly love. With education is our most powerful tool. And with this, we can change the world. So this is a beautiful quote which has been taken from Nelson Mandela. So there are certain credentials which are there. I'm also part of G100, and I'm really, really happy to present this. I hope you have enjoyed listening to me. If you have any questions, please do let me know.